The 2004 National South African Drag Racing Championship continued with round 2 at the Tarlton International Raceway outside Johannesburg. It was another great Highveld summer's day, but the weather looked like it was going to have its say with some dark clouds that loomed on the horizon. But this was not dampening any of the action or the spirit amongst the capacity crowd, who was there to see and feel and smell the burning rubber and the lightning fast cars chasing towards the quarter-mile mark.
It's been an event that I look forward to for the last couple of years. You know, we can have a different venue like Westbank first, the Tarlton the second one. The weather's playing with us today. There's an excellent entry. The crowd is really participating well, and I think it's going to be a fantastic day for drag racing in South Africa.
In the stock street class, 16-year-old Pretoria schoolgirl Karenza Herbst had some stiff competition. As she said, the onslaught of the big automatic cars like this Pontiac of Dion Jones meant the end of the road for a challenge, as she was knocked out in the top 16 round. Making it through to the quarterfinals though in his Nissan Bucky was Jannie Baardnorst, who was lying second on the championship log, and he had to race against Peter Botha in his red Impala. But the Nissan had its hands full and dropped out of the competition, with Peter now facing Dion Jones in the semi-final. Dion looked like he came to the track with only one thing in mind: to race hard and to concentrate on his speed and dial in times as he made it into the final against seasoned racer Lynn van Jaarsveld in her topless Plymouth. But Lynn also knew the game and made sure that she did not break out to take another class win and a bundle of points on the championship log. Here then the results of the day, with Jones and Botha following in second and third. But the championship log tells another story, with Jannie Baardnorst now at the top of the log. One of the upsets of the day in the Super Street Challenge for four-cylinder cars saw the Subaru of Chase Aragnotti falling off the pace in his run against the red Fiat of Dion Kitchenbrand. So these then the placings in the quarterfinals, with Kitchenbrand having a bye into the semis. Theo Knijp in his Speed and Sound Opel had to fight for his place in the semis in this run against Ravi Pillay in his Nissan. But Pillay breaks out and Knijp does it again to make it through with this run. This then was how the placings looked in the semi-final, with Satish Harichand guaranteed of a place in the final. But Dion and Theo had to race for a place, and this is the run with the Fiat just proving too much for the Opel, as Kitchenbrand made it through. Unfortunately, this final never took place due to the rain that started pouring, and first and second places share the points. So this puts Satish Harichand at the top, with Aragnotti in second position. In the Super Street 8-cylinder class, it was the battle of the Chevs, with the hottest vintage car around, the 1934 Chev of Bart Jacobs, who had to try and catch the Chev Karam of Avi Pretorius. But it seemed that age was a factor, as Pretorius won the run and moved on through to the finals after a bye in the semis. The only semi-final run then was the one between the yellow BMW of Johan Minnaar and the red AC Cobra of Peter Zili. But the BMW has already proved its form after running a record for the day, and Zili had to just watch how his chances of a place in the final disappeared. This then the placing of the final with BMW up against Chev. Minnaar looked dangerously fast as he got ready to race for the line against Arvid Pretorius. And they get away, but the BMW is running hard, and at the end of the 400 meters it is Pretorius who takes the first position. A very tight battle between these three races, and this is how it has been since the start of the championships, with the point standings not that far apart. Another crowd pleaser was Grant Murray's Moonshine that looked very fast and dangerous. But when it comes to drag racing, it's not about looks, it's about speed and precision. And that is where Richard Jordan was a master. He knocked Murray out in the competition with this run. This was the draw for the quarterfinal. And talking of experience, young Conan Lane in his Camaro certainly had some. And here he came up against the Opel of Weinand Muller. But this time Muller gets the upper hand and sent Lane to the trailer. In the next quarter-final, it was the innocent-looking Nissan Bucky of Richard Jordan up against the rotary power of Cobus Kruger in his Mazda. And this time, the Mazda wins to take on Muller in the semi-final. In the last quarter-final heat, Cedric Gregson in his Class D dragster came up against the Ford of Dion Jones. And the dragster makes it through, with Gregson now in the final up against the rotary monster of Cobus Kruger. Ready at the line. And both get off to a good start, but can Gregson stay with a Mazda? It is the dragster who crosses the line first, but Gregson had broken out of his dialing time, and it is Cobus Kruger who takes first place, with Weinand Muller in third. This also ensures that Kruger stays at the top of the log, with Lane following in second position.
Well, there's more action yet to come from the South African Drag Racing Championships, and of course we'll be back with that on Race World next week. Join us for that. See you then.